Hey there. Let me know if you can hear me. Hop on. We'll chat about the weather to come in just a couple hours. But I got to make sure you're here. So we're waiting for you. We're on YouTube, Twitter, and my Facebook page. There should be peeps coming, especially given this weather. You want to know what's going on. Please let me know what questions you have. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Hello, Karen with an I. It's been a while. This camera's like weird. It's like too close. I don't like it. It's too close for comfort. What's going on, everybody? Nice to see some of these familiar names. Thomas, Bobby, loud and clear. Am I too loud? Am I too clear? Terry, Danny wants to know. Danny's a regular viewer. Do I think there's a tornado threat? No, I do not think there's a tornado threat tomorrow. But it's going to clear out in the afternoon, and that's really going to drive the wind. Bad day to be working on a ladder. Bad day to do anything outside. I wouldn't do anything out there except hunker down. Hey, Will and Laura are here. What the hell is Will doing here? He probably wants to know what he's going to have to cover. What are you asking me, Gary? Are you high, Gary? Hi from Roanoke. Judy, how are you? Maxwell. Okay, you can hear me now. So you're looking at Saturday afternoon and Saturday night wind, and it really depends on where you are, as always around here. But I'm going to zoom it in a little bit and show you the place in red. In red usually means we're worried about it, and it will be the Rochester Metro. It's going to run on a very sharp line with the strongest wind. But, you know, once you get here in west, like out in Lockport, Albion, Batavia, this has got the best shot at 70. We got mid-60s in our bones, I think. 65 might be our peak tomorrow. 50 to 60 further south, still a wind warning. And then down in Penn, maybe just advisory level. Hello, Danny. How are you? Hello. Bummed we had the kids for our trip to Buffalo tomorrow. Yeah, it's not a great day to drive, especially high-profile vehicles, you know? All right, Christina wants to know the time frame. Someone said, Mark said Skitty. Hey, I guess I'll change my name to Skitty. I know we're right next to each other, Mark. It's a common mistake. Don't worry about it. All right, let me get to this map. Oops, Scotty, it's okay. So here's why we're worried about this, because once you get into those 60s, last Monday, you may recall, we had 59. But once you get, no, Terry, we're not going to get the tornadoes. The tornadoes, the dynamics for the tornadoes, the rotational, directional wind shear is not there for us tomorrow. Now, we're going to have a strong low-level jet. So imagine, this is the surface. I'm trying to do it on the camera. So the winds are going at a certain speed here. And then up here, you got very strong winds, okay? They're going to get mixed down to the surface. Boom. They're going to come right on down. And if we have like a 70-knot wind up there and it comes down, that usually equals 60 to 70 mile per hour wind down here. And especially with any sun that pops up in the afternoon. Susan Ann says, I hope it passes us by. Susan, I doubt I'm going to be wrong about this. Stephanie says it's 80 here. Well, good for you, Stephanie. That's great. Hi from Sodus. Hello, Michelle Lynn. Thank you, Mark Tomey. Even though you're a Baltimore fan, you're seemingly a nice person. What's higher tomorrow, the temp or the wind? They're going to be battling, brother. That's a good question because 63 is our forecast high. I bet you they might be tied. I wouldn't be surprised if our high temperature and the wind are tied, Brian. That could definitely happen. So what we see here, right, when we get to these numbers, once we hit in the 60s, but especially 64 and higher, this is the Beaufort scale. You may be familiar with it. But once you get to that number, then damage is almost certain in the area. How bad will it be in Greece? My sister lives there. Linda, Greece is a spot that typically in these setups get hit pretty good. So one thing I can never predict is who's going to lose power or how many people will lose power. But do I think thousands are going to lose power tomorrow and tomorrow night? Yeah, I do. I think power is going to go out for some people. Now, it's not going to be everybody. It's not going to be March of 17. You may remember that 81-mile-an-hour event. Not going to be that, but certainly going to be noteworthy. and it might be the windiest weather we get for a while. So let me take you through the hours, and we'll start it out here overnight. And here we are at 4 o'clock or so tomorrow afternoon. And notice where you see the bullseye of wind. Okay, so Jacqueline, pay attention. This is the hours that you want to really watch. So right here at 4 o'clock, we have a powerful front coming in. So it's going to be a super change from winds that are like 30 to 40, and then all of a sudden they're 50, 60, 70. Okay, the barbecue MSS, what? I don't know what that is. Sometimes I can't read your comments. I don't know what you're talking about. So here is 4 o'clock. Now watch what happens. Look at Buffalo. By 6 o'clock, Buffalo's got winds gusting near 70. Okay, and if there's going to be, 70-mile-an-hour wind, it's going to be right near the lakeshore, maybe as far east as Western Genesee, Western Orleans, and Niagara. We're not going to get 70, but if we go through 6, 7, 8 o'clock, notice the winds peak here. Now, this isn't a guarantee that it's going to be 61. It's a range, but 60 to 70 west, 50 to 60 southeast, 40 to 50 further southeast seems likely. Bonnie says typo. Yeah. Lost power for 24 hours Monday, Tuesday. Don't want that again. Yeah, I think people are going to lose some power on this. And when you have westward tracking winter storms, and this one is dropping its air pressure real fast, so we're going to get a huge, what we call isobaric wind. It's just a rapid change in air pressure. It's just going to really force the air from up there, the wind from up there, to rip on down here. So you know me, I'm a pretty even Steven guy when it comes to forecasting. But it's going to be one that we're going to remember a little bit, I think, here. So high wind warning Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, 60 to 70 in the miles. The Rock Holiday Village is closing down early. I've been consulting with them. I think it's a great idea to do that. Dansville, Jeannie, you guys are you're in the warning, but I like you guys for 50, 60, maybe a little bit over 60. Tons of power trucks in Henrietta. Yeah, they're getting ready, and that's what's great about it. Because I did hear that, Karen. That's sad. Yeah, that is sad. So they have a lot of people standing by. RG&E and NYSEG have really learned their lesson about windstorms and how to react to them. So they have gotten a heck of a lot better in that regard. So Jessica, Bergen, you guys, I got you in the 60 to 70, okay? Let me go back to the map that shows that. So you can pick your town out here, okay? Let me zoom in a little bit west. So look for your town. Now, Byron Bergen area is in that 60 to 70 mile deal. You're welcome, Anne-Marie. And the problem with these events and La Nina's, the one we are in, usually storms will track west. And when we get westward tracking, low pressure deepening storms west of here, man, it's always wind. So don't expect this to be the last event this winter. I would expect a few more wind events to be happening. Tom says you are my hero. Tom, I don't know what finger that might be, but you can guess. It was just this one. He's number one. Justin says wind speed. Yes. Look at the map. Right there. Okay. West Henrietta. Yes, that's a community. Now, West Henrietta is an interesting note. That's where we are. It's on the border between 50, 60, 60, 70. So just a couple miles is going to make a difference. So if we're worried about power outages, and I were to really say where the power outage is going to be, most likely it's going to be over in this area. I'm circling with the arrow. It's going to be Genesee County, Orleans. It's going to be Western Monroe County, places like Brockport, Sweden, Parma, Greece, Hamlin, Hilton area. This has got the best, highest chance. Lesser chance of power outages, but still scattered south and east. Webster is in for a wild ride. Now, the good news is, LAR, without an A, is that the winds are away from the lake. So on Lake Ontario, in our area, we're not going to get any flooding. But there will be some pretty significant flooding down here, lakeshore flood warnings along Lake Erie for that reason, because it's going to be going toward that area. So, yeah, lots of little things we got to watch. Danny wants to know Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh's in that 60 to 70 potential. Justin wants to know my personal for Rochester. Right? You know what? If you're going to make me throw a number on it, over, under, I would say over 60 and under 65 for my over-under for official Rochester, okay? How about that? Cara or Kara, one of you would rather have snow. I'm with you on that. I'm playing the Black Keys before they kick me off Facebook. Anybody like the Black Keys? Freaking amazing band. So the same with Mendon. Yeah, Mendon is eastern and southern Monroe. So, you know, Mendon's down in this area, so you're on the edge. So I'll put it to you this way. The farther south and east you are from Rochester, the probably less chance of having big problems. The further north and west you are of Rochester, the higher you have of power outages. Danny wants to know what scattered power outages mean. Well, Danny, what it means is I can't put a number on it. I guess we could use isolated, scattered, widespread. Okay. Widespread would be March 2017. Scattered would be Monday. So maybe it's between scattered and widespread tomorrow. I can't predict power outages, nor would I try to. It would be ridiculous to do that. When do I see plowable snow in the ROC? Now, the good news about having a really warm start to December, and it goes even into mid-December next week, is that there are signs that we'll get a major pattern shift toward Christmas. So there's a pretty good chance we'll have, I think we're still going to have a white Christmas. Gary, I love you. I'll see you. I won't see you next week because you suck and you got COVID, but I'll see you over Christmas. Laura Muto, hello from Fort Myers. Laura, I got family in Fort Myers area. It's really nice there. I would like to go there. Yeah, Danny, I do too, but you know what? Prepare for the potential. That's all you can do. What are the chances we can have higher winds? That's always a chance. Trying to predict this stuff, you're doing it with data and you're doing it with the given initial conditions you're given. But I'm giving you numbers that are in the range of some of the outliers. There are some outliers that are putting winds higher than this, but you got to take a consensus and you got to look at bias with respect to modeling. And all that comes into our menu of how we forecast wind and rain and snow and temperature and all that stuff. You have to look at a lot of different things. Okay. But we also don't want to freak people out. 70 is a scary enough number. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if somewhere in Erie County we clocked a 74. Wouldn't be shocked if somewhere in Monroe County we clocked a 69 or a 70. So, I mean, it could happen. Yeah. Diane, do not be very scared. It's no way to live. It's okay. Worst thing could happen is you lose a shingle or two, or you lose some power for a while. Just make sure Santa and the reindeer are down. Deflate your inflatables. For God's sakes, please. Laura took hers down today. I did too. You're welcome, Michelle Lynn. We're here for you. Chances Canandaigua, Naples experience high wind. I wouldn't say extremely high wind, but I think you guys are going to get. Now, you're also in Naples, you know, topography plays a role. You're topographically in an elevation, so some of those high winds are already there. So you can see 60 miles an hour there. Once it hit 45, that's a hard no for climbing telephone poles. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's scary. You know, it's going to sound kind of scary tomorrow afternoon for a while. I hate high wind. It makes me nervous too. I don't like the feeling of it. All right. That's about all I can say. Paul from Fort Myers saying hello. Laura's husband. All right, Paul. How long have you guys been living in Florida? So much for putting decorations out this weekend. Tam, me, with 2 E's. No, not this weekend. Sunday. Sunday looks good. Okay. Let's take it back down to Finger Lakes for our Finger Lakes friends. So Geneva, 50-ish, 55. Dansville, 55, 60. You see how it works there, right? You see how it works. So, okay, we're at 9:30. I got to prep for the Fox show at 10. So be smart, be safe tomorrow, and it will be winding down by 10, 11 o'clock very, very slowly. Thank you all for tuning in. I love that we could all chat this way on StreamYard, and maybe Matt and me will do one of those pop-up shows in the next week or two. Have a good night.